Are you planning a cruise to Alaska? Then this video is for you. With the beginning of the new Alaska cruise season, this is the perfect opportunity to share some essential tips to explore this incredible region, especially for those planning to visit on a cruise ship. In this video, I share 9 tips that every cruiser should know before visiting Alaska. Not only to avoid unpleasant surprises, but also to make the most of everything the region has to offer during your visit. If you find this video interesting or useful for planning your adventure, please leave a like, hit the bell and subscribe so you won't miss any of our updates. You will also help our content reach other cruisers and travelers just like you. Thank you so much in advance for your support, my cruise mate. Hello cruise mates, welcome to Cruising the World. I'm Horton Novak, and on this channel we talk about everything related to cruises and travel. Alaska is an amazing region to explore, particularly on a cruise ship. So it's no surprise that the region is at the top of many cruises' bucket lists, whether they are new or seasoned sailors. However, cruising the Alaska can be quite different and more challenging than sailing in classic areas like the Caribbean and the Mediterranean. That's why in this video I bring 9 quick yet valuable tips to help you plan your first or next cruise to Alaska. These tips will enable you to avoid surprises and, most importantly, enjoy everything the region has to offer during your visit without any stress. Ready to dive in? Let's begin with an important tip or perhaps a heads up. As I mentioned earlier, sailing in Alaska is quite different from what you typically encounter on cruises in the Caribbean and other popular cruise destinations. That said, if you're expecting lively poolside parties with loud music and dancing, Alaska might not be the best destination for you. Alaska cruises are designed to allow passengers to relax and take in the region's natural beauty, which includes its local fauna, flora, and breathtaking landscapes. Additionally, by law, cruise ships are required to minimize the environmental impact when sailing the region, which includes reducing noise pollution that can harm wildlife and the delicate ecosystem of the area. Once again, it depends on what you expect. However, in my opinion, a cruise in Alaska is far from boring. Even if you're not the type of person who enjoys nature-related activities, the ship offers a variety of attractions to keep passengers entertained, ranging from lectures about the region's ports, to shops, games, and shows. And of course, delicious food options. But even with all these onboard attractions, the highlight of any cruise in Alaska is still enjoying the incredible landscapes and natural beauty of the region, along with the surprises that unfold during navigation and at each port stop. From stunning glaciers and waterfalls to icebergs, encounters with wildlife, and the vibrant local culture and history, I assure you that exploring the region can be many things, but it's certainly not boring. Another thing that catches many tourists by surprise in Alaska is the high price for services, food, and attractions charged both by cruise lines and local companies. Extra services on board, such as specialty restaurants, drink packages, internet connections, and excursions, tend to have slightly higher prices compared to cruises in regions like the Caribbean. Excursions purchased on board or on land can cost hundreds of dollars, especially those involving helicopters, boats, and dog sleds. Remember that everything is charged in US dollars, and that gratuities are not included but are expected. So plan your budget in advance to ensure you don't miss out on anything you have always dreamed of doing in the region. More traditional port cities for Alaska cruises, like Vancouver and Seattle, can see the hotel prices double or even triple right before the cruise season begins. In 2023, I was surprised when I tried to book a hotel in Vancouver before boarding the Quantum of the Sea's first voyage of the season. The prices were 3 times higher than if I had arrived a week or 2 earlier. After some research, I found and booked a trip on the Brilliance of the Seas, departing for Vancouver a little over a week before the first voyage of the Quantum of the Seas, and it was at an excellent price. I arrived in Vancouver a few days ahead of my trip on the Brilliance of the Seas, and even with the additional sailing and hotel stays at off-peak prices, I ended up paying about the same amount as I would have during the high season, but I had the chance to explore much more. I was lucky, but it's wise to book your hotels in advance, especially when companies offer promotions, to avoid the high prices during cruise season. Having sailed through Alaska on the Brilliance of the Seas, one of the smallest ships in the Royal Caribbean fleet, and the Quantum of the Seas, one of the largest cruise ships visiting the region, I have experienced firsthand the pros and cons of visiting Alaska on ships of both sizes, and I have some tips for you. First, choose a vessel with what you expect to experience on your trip in mind. Larger ships tend to be more modern and offer many more options for entertainment, shopping and dining. In contrast, smaller ships, especially in Alaska, provide a more interactive experience with their surroundings. Due to their smaller sizes, these vessels can get closer to glaciers and even navigate areas that larger ships cannot approach. My experience sailing on the Brilliance of the Seas was more immersive compared to my time on the Quantum of the Seas. On the Brilliance, we had the chance to sail through the Inside Passage, and got so close to the glacier in Fjords that we even began to break through the ice crust. However, on board of the Quantum of the Seas, interactions with our surroundings were kept at a distance, often at long distances. Even when visiting the same areas and glaciers seen from the Brilliance of the Seas. Don't get me wrong, my experience sailing on both ships was fantastic for completely different reasons. However, if you want to explore Alaska more while on board a cruise ship, smaller vessels definitely hold a significant advantage over the giants of the seas. In my opinion, they are the best choice for cruising the region if you're interested in Alaska's natural beauty and a more immersive experience. While modern ships offer several covered and open-air common areas from where passengers can enjoy the stunning natural beauty and views of the ship exterior, I still recommend considering a stateroom with a balcony or at the very least, one with a window if possible. Much of the action in Alaska happens when you least expect it, and these staterooms offer the perfect vantage point, so you won't miss any special moments. Not to mention, there is nothing more comfortable and convenient than watching the Alaskan landscape passing by from your balcony, wrapped in blankets and sipping hot chocolate. The climate in Alaska is highly unpredictable. The weather can change dramatically in the blink of an eye. It is common to experience heat, cold, wind, and rain within just a few hours during a visit. Therefore, be prepared for the weather and dress in layers, especially when participating in excursions or visiting ports in the area, to easily adapt to the swift changes in the weather. It is also a good idea to wear comfortable waterproof shoes and to bring a waterproof bag to protect your electronics and documents, especially during your land adventures. Even if the weather isn't suitable for the beach and the cold water in the region isn't really inviting, make sure to bring a swimsuit. The ship's hot tubs are typically open, and some ships even feature heated pools. Don't miss the chance to enjoy these amenities on board, relax, warm up, and take up the fantastic views of Alaska in style. Once again, the best time to visit Alaska will largely depend on your goals for visiting the region. Spring, from late May to mid-June, is the best time to spot wildlife with fewer tourists and milder temperatures. Summer, from mid-June to August, offer pleasant weather for those seeking it, with temperatures ranging from 10 to 21 degrees Celsius and longer days. Late summer to early September is the perfect time to avoid crowds, find lower prices, and also enjoy the region's foliage color changes that autumn brings. Late September is the prime time to see the northern lights during an Alaskan cruise. Just to sum up, for a memorable Alaska cruise, be prepared for all weather conditions, dress in layers, bring waterproof bags and comfortable shoes, and consider booking a balcony cabin to enjoy stunning views in comfort. Did you enjoy these tips for traveling to Alaska? If so, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends and family. Your support will help other travelers like you discover our channel. I appreciate your support, my cruise mates. By the way, have you ever been to Alaska? Let me know in the comment section below. What was your favorite city or experience in the area? I can't wait to hear from you. Looking for more tips on visiting Alaska during a cruise? Check out the videos on the screen. Happy travels! See you in the next video.